So today is Wednesday, the 2nd of October, and I got those small microphones because I want to test something. And one thing is what if it works, and also if it works if I'm talking over here, and if it's still recording that. And I'll also start shouting. And now I need to switch it off. Okay, so that worked. It sounds a bit different now, but I hope it's better. I'm preparing for those live stream things, and I'm very happy that came already. I got two, and they're so cute, tiny little microphones. Okay, my sister's been writing a lot right now, and so I was with my dad shopping today, and then he said we need to go buy a body for a small baby, for a fresh born, for a newborn, because mom wants to give those. The baby's not born yet. That comes in November, and I talked with my dad, and we don't like doing that stuff. Mom likes doing that stuff, and also when mom tells you to do something, it's always wrong. There's no way to do it right. So we thought we would tell her she should do it by herself, please, because we don't want to do that. We don't enjoy that. And then I saw 3 of those bodies in Migros, and I thought, okay, I take it anyway. I checked the age, a color that works for both gender, and then I got it. And then I took a picture, sent it to mom when dad and I were in the restaurant having a cup of coffee. And then she wrote back, oh, they're pretty. If they are opening on the side, because babies don't like it when you have to pull something over their head. And then I said, no, those are not openable on the side. And then she said, okay, well, we should leave it. She will do it by herself. And I'm happy that she said that, but it still stings and hurts. So I could go bring it back. That was awesome that I was still there with everything. That was very easy. That was cool. But it's always wrong. No matter what you do, it's always wrong. And it's cool that she got to the point that she said she does it herself and appreciates our effort, because it's something she enjoys doing and she knows what to look for. And yeah, can't delegate all the stuffs. So, but yeah, I got over it after a while, but it was quite hurtful. And I knew it exactly. I knew it, but then I had hope because I found one and I nearly took a wrong thingy and I took the right thingy. I hope that I did a good job, but no way. There's no way. And this is just has always been like that. There's just some mothers where you can never anything is correct. Yeah. Okay. I have installed my camera thing and stuffs. I want to show you the card I made yesterday. That is a huge shadow box die card. It's without a die though, so I used my normal paper size and tried to make a big shadow box out of it. And I like it so big, but I don't know. Yeah, you can see this is my hand. And here in Switzerland, I can send a lot with the same stamp, so that is fine for me to send around. And I want to make the same thing without any special die cuts, except for I needed a window and around, but not for the interactive box itself. I want to make one with those mermaids. I colored them already, and I want to do some embossing with embossing powder. I want to try to do some clear embossing on the fishtail and also those accessories, because I couldn't color them nicely. I want to add some embossing powder to that. Here I was too lazy to get up and did the eyes with a very thick black marker. Yeah, I regret it a bit, but she might just have very heavily mascaraed eye color shading stuffs. So that's what I want to do. And that's why I got my camera installed. So I have a Versamark pen, which just goes clear on it, and that makes it sticky, so I can put my powder on it. And I mean, at the beginning I bought a lot of those things because they're cool, and then you realize you never use them. And now I'm looking for reasons to use them. Those, also you figure that out once you try yellow on a blue paper. You figure out that some are transparent, and then you don't see the yellow. So the T here stands for transparent, and those with an O, that's also in the brackets and on the back, is for opaque. So you can put that on another colored background, and this is opaque metallic. And yeah, that's important to know, so you don't do transparent or translucent, I don't know, onto a darker card stock, unless you put white underneath, then it works again. White is always opaque, which is so cool about that white thingy. Does it say that? Doesn't say that, but yeah. Okay, I have another one which I use more often with the clear gloss and the white and the black and some others, and also glow in the dark stuffs. But now I'll take a minute, figure something. Also, just so I have some glisten here. It's called glisten, and it just makes it's kind of like glimmer, and you can add it to your powders. Here I have silver mixed with that. I have some of those just empty, and then I can make my own mixes of things. That's quite cool to have that. So I thought I might do some silver and glisten, no, black and twinkle on her hair. Silver and glisten on some fishtails, maybe. Also, I want clear gloss on the fishtails, and I want those decorations with. I got this opaque metallic. I also got just those colors. I want to pick those up again. And yeah, that is that, I think. So I want to start with this lady. I just want to do clear gloss on the fishtail and this opaque metallic orange on this thing, even though I guess one doesn't see it better than I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna use my powder tool first, go over the whole thing. Again, I put some powder next to it and distribute it with my hands, because this brush, as you can see, is just, it's not a brush anymore, and just scratches my stuff. Okay. Hope it's not dried out. So just use it all over. Okay. Put some clear gloss on it. And it sticks nicely to it. Cool. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to do some in her hair. Maybe do that. Just some lines, like special curls. Okay. Was it orange? I hope it doesn't stick to the other powder, so that was a stupid idea. Okay, now it has some some hair like that. Okay. And now there's just this effect that she is a bit wet somehow. And I think that's quite cool. I still want to do that, but I wait a bit till it's all dry. And then I do that. I love it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, cool. Make it silver. I thought I would make the fishtail silver and see-through, but I cannot do two things. So fresh powder, silver and glisten. And I need to do it one by one, otherwise I flick off too much of the first color. So let's see how that turns. So it's very silver, very shiny. There's no detail left. But yeah, it just stays like that. And now I want to go on with the others. Okay, it's very cool how it looks a bit uneven, like there are those scales on it. And I love it. I do wreck it a bit with doing the hair and the accessories. And here it feels like it's gone again. It's still a bit on it. Yeah. But those, I didn't even see the things. So I might want to do something here and here. And her hair with a little yellow. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, but I do that off camera. So this looks way better on this one. The hair looks fine. But now I leave it at that. And here, because I have the transparent powder, you can see the detail through the color. So I still need to go over it with a cloth and to get the powder, the anti-static powder off. Also did the shell of the turtle, did white on those pearls, and used some black twinkle on her hair. I think it's all right. This is a fun thing, but the twinkle is glitter, and often it just blows away when you emboss that. Okay, and the more you go over it, when you have writing and go over it with a heating tool, it goes wider and wider, the writing, until at some point it kind of looks like it's all going into the paper. So you should go over it enough that it melts, but not too much that it disappears at some point or gets, wider and wider. I love it. I think that was a cool idea. I'm glad I wrote it down months ago and now I could do it. But maybe I want to do her hair clips too. And those are the stamps from CC Designs. They are lovely. They're called something Mermaid Party. And here I also got the outline die cuts, because look at that. It's very cool how it cuts out. It cuts out on the outside and this hole in the middle. So those are really worth it. I'm very happy I got those. Too intricate to fussy cut. Also, a brother's scanning cut would have some troubles because you can only cut the outside. So those are cool. You can't afford all of them, but some. When there's just a line like from a kite or something, I like to get the die cuts too, because it's helpful. Also with my hand, the less I have to cut or craft, actually, it's better. So here they all are. I'm going a bit further before I take a break, and I will score my paper for my thingy. So this is a normal A4 paper. I think it is a bit higher, but a bit less wide than a normal American sized kind of normal paper that you have. And it's got to be huge, the whole thing, but I like that. So I scored the middle. This heart, I think, is the middle, because I need twice the same size. I hope it's the heart and not the dot. And then I need a glue flap on the side. So I score 1 centimeter, which is about 1/4 inch. And then I do it at 9, so I have 12 centimeters here, which is about 4 inches, and 2 inches here, 8 centimeters here. So this is where I score, and those are my main panels. The surrounding thingy, which I have to cut apart in the middle. Exactly in the middle of the score line. The same size. Okay, so those are identical. And then for the borders on the inside, those inserts, they need to be 12 centimeters wide, 4 inches. And I have scrap parts. I don't want to use a new page. And I made, what did I do? I think 1.5, which is, that is about 1/4 inch. Maybe not. I have 1/2 inch. I don't know it in inches. Just make a glue flap on the side, and then I need 12. So I shifted, so I have 2, because this board is annoying. Sometimes it has it and sometimes it has no score lines. So if I do a half centimeter, then I'm often missing them. And then I do 14, and just for myself one here to cut it off. So I can cut off that part. And out of this, I can cut out 2 different borders, which I can insert like this and like that. And now do the same thing again. And I don't know what kind of borders I do yet. 14 and this. And then I cut it off right away. So don't forget. And with that I can make about 3 borders, I think. 3 inserts. And here I have 3 inserts too, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, so in this main panel we have a side and we have a front thing. I will cut out the window. I'm taking this one. It's a bit smaller than what I did on this one. I used a smaller one, but I put it on double. And now I tried this one. And with the borders, I have those Mama Elephant wavy borders, I think. Wavy borders. I used this one for the icicles on that one. Kind of cool. I wish it were more icicle-y, but it's not. And this is cool for sandy borders. And now I'll make 2 out of 1 and 1 out of 1. So this will be the one in the back, and then we got 2 in the front somehow. So I'm gonna cut them like this. This is very shitty washi tape. Okay, and those are my 3 borders. And I can still put one higher and stuff. It won't be visible. The bottom part of it is not necessarily visible. So those are also a bit stacked. But that's fine. And yeah. Okay. And here's the window. It is a double stitched thing. So this one I cut out is stitched and this one is stitched too. So, okay. I also have this sentiment. It's the same as on the other one. Mögen all deine Wünsche wahr werden. So I hope all your wishes will come true. And I want to put that in here too. So maybe in here I could put it with white. That would be very nice. Or add another border. I mean, I did that here too. I'm sorry for always getting that. I have this border in the front and then 3 different ones in the back. And I could just have, now I don't know if I want a sandy border in the front too. I guess that could be good. And then 3 others in the back. And have that embossed on it or stamped. I like embossing very much. So, but I take a break now. So after a nap, I took out my Distress Oxides in Chipped Sapphire, Blueprint Sketch and Salty Ocean. And also I needed to see which one is the background, the back panel. So I laid it all out, which one is the front and the back. And as I was doing that, I also attached those 2 panels. I just butted those up against each other and put down the flap with a score tape. Then I have those wavy borders, and I don't know, I just started with the inking and changed the colors. I don't like it very much, but I did a lot of speckles later on, so it doesn't show that much. Then I made some bubbles with white, Yeti white from Lawn Fawn, and this cool bubble stencil, which is also from Lawn Fawn. Then I put those colors aside and got out the brown. I got the tea dye there, and I did cut that border out off camera. I just made it 12 centimeters wide without the flaps on the sides, and put my sentiment on it with embossing powder and cut it out later on, because I thought it's easier to stamp and emboss it before cutting it out and having no space to attach the magnets to. Then I did the speckling green. I did on both. That's why I just speckle it over the blue thing in the air before I washed my brushes, because I have 3 brushes, and if I use more than 3 colors then I need to wash them. So I speckle it all very much because I also wanted to hide the background a bit. Then I thought of this very, very cool stamp I have from Colorado Craft Company. It's very whimsical. I think it's designed by Anita Sharam. I love her images, like Stacy Akula. Those two are my favorite artists, also the only ones I know by name. Then I used a anti-static powder with a Versamark ink and the very white powder. And then I did blow it, heat set it. Then I had to cover the background with a white paper there and see that it's closed a bit. So I put some washi tape under it, again, anti-static powder. And then because it was double layered where it's overlapping, I had to press it very hard. Yeah, so, and then again with the white powder. I also saw I didn't get a good impression on certain parts, but then I realized it's going to be under the border, so that's going to be fine. Then I thought I would cut out this frame die from Lawn Fawn, but it's very hard with these intricate things, and I never get it out completely. So on the left side there you see I don't get that out, and the right side was hard too with the little scissors and stuffs. So I decided I only use the right part and the bottom part where it's cut through. And I want to have it a bit overlapping there with the leaf on the right hand side on the top. Okay, so I decided to put some score tape on it. Then, now it works. I just did it and it did not work before. Okay, so I put the score tape on it and then I tried to put it under it somehow that you can see it. You don't see much here right now. Made a mark because I thought maybe I'd glue it on from behind. Yeah, well, it's self-explanatory, but I'm still gonna voice over and try to say something. So I cut off that part there. It was a bit fiddly to do the whole thing, and then it's always hard to film it. I like to do those things off camera. One also gets very angry, and exactly then is when the cat is coming. I do like how that looks now. And then, I'm not there yet though, I realized something. I want to put the border there, and the border covers up my lovely, lovely leaves. So that really irked me because it was hard to cut those leaves out and stuff. And I think if I couldn't put it somewhere else, and then, or if I can take it off and maybe rip it off and put it a bit higher, but I didn't dare to. There, see, it's not fun in the background either. So in the end, I decide to cut another one out. Oh, did I think it could? Yeah, still not giving up on it. And then I'm gonna cut a new one and put that on a bit higher up. So here's my new thingy, and I got it through twice in each direction. So I turned the die 45 degrees or 90, I don't know which one, and just put it through twice. And that worked this time, so I got it out easier. Then I could add this front border sentiment thingy. And I like to use score tape and glue for that, just so it adheres also to the border a bit, and that doesn't stick out in weird places. And yeah, it holds better, and you get some wiggle room to move it a bit, which you don't get with a score tape. Then I try to place that one behind, and I just cut it where half a leaf was still on, so it looks organic. And there on the right side, I didn't use those because they don't show there behind the others, so I cut those off too, I think. Maybe not. Okay, and then this time I just used sellotape, scotch tape to just stick it on from the back. It works. You don't see that, and it holds well, and yeah, it was just the easiest way. And this I cut off. Then I tried to add my other leaves on top there, but it was not enough for the whole row. And then I decided I don't put it on because that would be like seaweed, and seaweed grows from the bottom up. So that was fine. And here are the inserts. I have 3 of them. I scored all the sides and I folded them and then added some score tape on it. And I just tried to check where they are layout wise, if that's good like that. And I didn't really see it very well. I just didn't want it too high. So I just put them a bit closer, and yeah. well, everybody can do that the way they want to. The only thing is to pay attention when you put them in is that they are parallel. Their bottom part is parallel to the bottom part of the card. That's what you need to look for. And that you fit them all, because the glue flaps need a little space. So this is the first one. I put the highest, take off the score tape, and then try to put it in straight, which means parallel to the ground, and parallel to the score line on the side, so you have it straight. There. And the next one, I just put a bit more to the front and a bit lower from the top. I don't know. Yeah, there. And then also those, sometimes when the score line is a bit askew, not straight, then it's not that parallel to the bottom. And then I try to hold it straight before I close the card. Now I can check from the front. There I don't even see the first layer at all. So I will put that a bit higher up. You could though use it for sticking something on it with acetate or something, which will be in the middle, just swimming around. So they're not useless, but I wanted to see mine. Now I think we can see them all. And I even tried to put the last one a bit lower, but it's stuck so well, so I didn't want to rip the paper and things. Now I put them all over and see that the bottom is parallel there. I have to lift one a bit. Yeah, there. And then I take off all the score tapes on the left-hand side, and I can just... this is too long. I saw that would overlap into the other glue flap, because I made those a bit very long. You can make those very small. It doesn't really matter. And then I took off the score tapes and will flap over the left flap, flip over, turn over, bend over, fold over the left flap. And then it should all be in perfect placement. And now it's perfect to do it that way. Then you can lift this score tape on the left, the release paper, and close your whole thing. And there you always need to pay attention that it's straight. Mine always get a bit wonky, and in the end I cannot put them flat in both directions. This one is always a bit iffy, but the other one works well. So, and then really put them down well. And there I saw I didn't heat set the embossing powder too well, so that lifted my thingy. So I will go to the heat tool and set that another time so it doesn't get worse even. And this is the hardest part for me on camera. That's why I started on camera and then I finish it off camera. How to decorate it. I have those 4 mermaids, and I don't know if I should put them in the front or in the back, and so on and so on. So you only see the first 2 minutes here or something. It went on a bit longer, and then I also found other images to put, and I thought that would be cool. This one just a bit resin with acetate, because it could make a loop. So I was very keen on that. And yeah, I will do the rest off camera, and I will show you the result, because I think watching this for a long time is not that interesting. So I finished it. I also found... The light is bad. Okay, so it's like this one. It's closed. It's very pretty with all those things. And then I'll hold my phone later on. Oh, maybe there. Okay, so I didn't add all 4 mermaids. I put those 3 in. And I thought this is just fun when this is floating. So I have her there. And the one in the background is dancing. And I found other images from Marianne Design. She has a lot of die cuts, and I have those ready because I like them a lot. So I added some here. Some you see from here. Also, when you look through there, you see that little fish. Also, there's one. Then I added a seahorse out here. It's always fun to wrap its tail around something. And first I had this one here, but then I didn't see those, and I cut those out twice. So really wanted to see those. So I put a thingy here and a jellyfish, and there's also a fish floating in the frame. Okay, and it goes both ways. And yeah, I'm done. I might, as it's quite, I'll show you again later. I might add something on the back to write the message. Blue or white paper somehow cut, either with a die cut or by hand. But the main part is done now. So maybe you see better when I hold my phone by hand, so you can look in there. See those. And again, mögen all deine Wünsche wahr werden. Mögen. May all your wishes come true. May, ja, mögen. So in there. And if you look like there's also a fish up there. And on this side too, just in case. Yeah. So one could have done more, but I think it's plenty. You cannot see more actually. And there's a star. Because I actually did not use that border. This one in the back has nothing on it except for that star I added later. And those are the two next to each other. So I like it. It's very big. Very, very big. I thought about making one could be not so big or sideways. But then I need to figure it out differently with cutting the paper and stuffs. But that could be kind of fun, like a long aquarium. And this is my tobacco. I always try not to have it on it, and no matter where I put it, it's always on it. So, okay. And now I thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.